In the heart of a dense forest, where the trees were so tall that they seemed to touch the sky, there lived a small, curious squirrel named Oliver. Oliver was known for his playful spirit and his insatiable curiosity. While the other animals were content with their daily routines, Oliver always wondered what lay beyond the familiar branches of his home. He had heard many stories from the older animals about a secret grove hidden deep within the forest, a grove filled with the most beautiful, glowing acorns that could give any squirrel boundless energy. One day, as Oliver was collecting acorns for the winter, he overheard a conversation between two wise owls, Luna and Orion, who were perched on a nearby tree. "The glowing grove is a dangerous place," Luna said in a soft, warning tone. "Many have tried to find it, but the forest is full of challenges. Only those with a true heart and courage can succeed." Oliver's ears perked up. The glowing grove. He had always wanted to find it, but the idea of facing danger made him hesitate. Still, the thought of the glowing acorns and the adventure that awaited him sparked something inside. He decided right then that he would go on a journey to find it. The next morning, with nothing but a small pouch of food and a heart full of determination, Oliver set off. As he ventured deeper into the forest, he was greeted by the familiar sounds of rustling leaves and chirping birds. But as he moved further away from his home, the forest began to change. The trees grew larger, their trunks thick and twisted, and the air became cooler. His first challenge came when he reached a wide, fast-moving river. The water was too deep for him to swim across, and the current was too strong. Oliver hesitated, but then he remembered the words of the wise owls. Only those with courage can succeed. He looked around and saw a fallen log stretching across the river. Carefully, he scampered across the log, his tiny paws gripping the rough bark. Halfway across, he lost his balance and slipped, but with a quick leap, he managed to grab onto a branch hanging above the water. His heart raced, but he kept going, reaching the other side safely. After a few more hours of walking, Oliver came to a dark, dense thicket. The thorns were sharp, and the path seemed nearly impossible to navigate. But Oliver, undeterred, wriggled through the smallest gaps and squeezed past the thickest branches. His determination never wavered. He knew that the glowing acorns of the glowing grove were closer with each step. As nightfall approached, Oliver grew tired. His paws were sore, and the forest seemed darker and more mysterious. Just as he was about to rest, he heard a rustling sound behind him. He turned to find a fox, its bright eyes gleaming in the twilight. The fox, curious about the small squirrel, approached slowly. "Where are you going, little one?" the fox asked in a gentle voice. "I'm looking for the glowing grove," Oliver replied boldly, though he was nervous about what the fox might think. The fox chuckled softly. "The glowing grove is no easy place to find. It's full of dangers and tricks, and many have gotten lost. What makes you think you can find it?" Oliver stood up straighter, his little chest puffing out with pride. "I may be small, but I have the courage to face whatever comes my way. I want to see the glowing acorns." The fox, sensing Oliver's determination, smiled. "Very well, little squirrel. I will show you the way. But remember, the true treasure of the forest isn't always what we seek. Sometimes it's the journey itself that holds the greatest rewards." With the fox's guidance, Oliver finally reached the edge of the glowing grove. The trees here were tall and majestic, their branches shimmering with soft, golden light. The ground was covered in acorns that glowed as if filled with starlight. It was even more beautiful than he had imagined. But as he stepped forward to collect an acorn, he noticed something surprising. The grove was not just a place of beauty. It was full of animals from all parts of the forest. A wise old deer, a playful rabbit, and even a family of owls perched in the trees, all gathered here to share the glow of the acorns. The true treasure of the glowing grove wasn't the acorns themselves. It was the community of animals who gathered there, all brought together by their shared journey and respect for the forest. Oliver realized the fox had been right. The journey had taught him more than he could have ever expected. He had faced his fears, made new friends, and learned that bravery wasn't just about physical strength. It was about the courage to keep going, even when things seemed impossible. From that day on, Oliver returned to the glowing grove often, not to take the acorns, but to share stories and laughter with the animals who had become his new family. And every time he looked at the glowing acorns, he remembered the greatest lesson of all. Sometimes, the glow inside you is brighter than anything you can find in the world around you. I hope you enjoyed the story.